for Cape Breton Cancel.
Mr. Speaker, the litany of broken promises made by this government to the people of Nova Scotia is broad and deep, but there's one that stands out even more shameful than the rest. Mr. Speaker, that's the promise made to a constituent of mine, Joyce Carter, a written promise from the Prime Minister, who said that upon taking office, he would extend VIP benefits to all veterans and their widows. Now, Mr. Speaker, not some, not a few, not most, all veterans and their widows. Mr. Speaker, why did this Prime Minister break his promise to Joyce Carter?
The Honourable, the Minister of Veterans Affairs.
Mr. Speaker, what really gets me in this question is the hypocrisy of the Liberals. For 13 years, Mr. Speaker, they purposely and deliberately took benefits from veterans, Mr. Speaker. And as I've told the House, I've told this member himself, Mr. Speaker, we have a health care review underway, and we are going to enhance those benefits, Mr. Speaker, but only once that review is completed, Mr. Speaker. We're not going to be like the Liberals and take benefits away from veterans, which they did for 13 years.
The Honourable Member for Cape Breton Cancel.
Well, Mr. Speaker, for the record, I asked this same question over a year ago in this House. Nothing was done then. Nothing still remains done, Mr. Speaker. Mrs. Carter is now a year older, but she's a year wiser, and she's wise to the fact that this Prime Minister holds no credibility. His word is no good. When will somebody on that government bench show some courage, turn to Mrs. Carter, and tell her that they're going to finally deliver on this promise, this written promise that was made by the Prime Minister? Tell her.
Honourable, the Minister of Veterans Affairs. Order. Order, please. The Honourable, the Minister of Veterans Affairs.
Mr. Speaker, again, this goes back to the hypocrisy of the Liberals. The Liberal member would know, Mr. Speaker, that in the last year alone we have brought over 12,000 new entries into the VIP system. He never tells Mrs. Carter that or anyone else, Mr. Speaker. Do the math, Mr. Speaker. If they had been there, if they had done their job in 13 years, the job will be done. We will get the job done, Mr. Speaker, but only after our health care review is completed, so we'll be the best service to the veterans and the widows, Mr. Speaker. A consistent, good delivery to those people, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Member for Mississauga East, Cooksville.